Welcome to this training video on the Univox Loop Designer. I'm going to break this part down in two. We're going to have a closer look at figurations. This is where you do your actual loop designing. What you want to do is first click on this tab over here. It says New. So click on that and you open up this window. In this first part, we're going to have a look at this top section and the different parameters that you set here and what they do. You may also want to take notice of that when I clicked on New, I opened a new tab here, and you can open as many as you'd like. The only thing that's limiting you actually is the size of this area here. So I said before, when you set the size of your room, it wasn't necessarily the size of your loop. You can have one room, one space with several loops. For now, I'm going to get rid of these. Oops. Click on New again. So the first thing that you may want to do, if you're working with more than one loop, you may want to name your loop 1. Note that this is not the same thing as when you named your project. This is naming each individual loop. Second thing you want to do is change your type of choose your type of design. We have a number of preset designs. I told you this in an earlier video. We have our cancellation loop, our figure eight, the perimeter, and different type of SLSs or phased array designs. We'll get back to on a later video what the difference is between these different loops. Just for now, I'm going to leave it as a perimeter loop. Actually, I'm going to change it to an SLS because the next part will make more sense. I'll click on this, and for now I'm going to skip down here and we'll see how that design looks. Up here you see orientation. So orientation X plus, Y plus, X minus, and Y minus. If you're working with a phased array or a figure eight, the plus and minuses that doesn't make a difference. What you do when you choose X or Y is that you change the orientation of the layout. But if you're working on a cancellation loop, which looks like that, the pluses and minuses will help you choose which side the cancellation loop will face. So that's the reason why you have two X's and two Y's. Segments, if we're working with figure eights or SLS designs, you have a number of segments. Here you see you have 2 segments, and you can increase that into 3 or decrease or whatever you like. Now I'll go back to perimeter, save. So now I have a perimeter loop, and then I choose the number of turns. So this means the number of turns that I will lay out the actual wire. So a one turn loop, the wire goes around the perimeter once. A 2-turn loop, the cable is laid down twice around the room. A 3 turns around the loops, and so on. So you can increase or decrease that. The height, that means the height of your loop cable. It's preset to 0, which is floor level, but let's say you want to put this up in ceiling level. That will be about 2.5 meters up, or any other other heights. Sometimes the loop is even placed directly underneath the flooring. Let's say this will be minus 0.5 meters maybe. Oops, minus, need to put minus 0.5 meters. That's possible. So this is the height of your actual loop cable. I'll go back and leave it at 0. Here we have a position 0, 0. This is the lower left corner. As said before, the size of the loop isn't necessarily the same as the size of your room. So if I decrease the size, so over here is the size of your loop. I'm going to do this 10 by 10 meters. That will make it look like that. And let's say I want to move this over here. So say that this will be 5 meters into the room, and I move the loop. I can move it up, say 3 meters up, and it's up to there. And that's how this works. So this covers the settings of the top part here, and I'll see you in the next video, and we'll have a closer look at this part.